Effort is now underway to save the Barlow Planetarium after a decision by UW-Oshkosh to close the Fox Cities campus it's housed in. Jason Zimmerman was at a public hearing today where a number of people spoke out.
Since 1997, the Barlow Planetarium has been a resource for people seeking to learn about astronomy. But its future now uncertain as the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh plans to close its Fox Cities campus in May of next year.
I think the planetarium is a gem. It is for the community. I think it would be a huge loss to especially our school systems.
In a meeting Monday afternoon with the UWO Fox Cities Board of Trustees, many people spoke out, hoping to save not only the Barlow, but also the Weiss Earth Science Museum and Communication Arts Center. Richard Beal read from a letter on behalf of the Northeast Wisconsin Stargazers.
And I think when you look at the metropolitan area from Green Bay down to Oshkosh, that's been ranked as one of the 18 best locations in the country for future technology hubs and growth. I think these kind of institutions are what make that ranking viable.
Supporters of the Barlow Planetarium say just last year it drew more than 27,000 visitors, including 18,000 students and scouts from across Wisconsin.
The school's been coming in here like crazy, and people don't learn the sky otherwise.
Just the community outreach. We have astronomy club nights. We have the public out here and we do outreach. There's a lot of times where the club gets contacted from news outlets such as yourselves when special astronomy events come up.
If the three entities do stay, county leaders say they have to be a good fit for the property's future use, whatever that might be. The Allegheny and Winnebago County boards will make a final decision on the Barlow Planetarium. That's likely to come months from now. Reporting in Fox Crossing, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.